Hello everyone and welcome to this weapon guide for the M4, also known as the Colt, and the AK47. I've decided to combine both of these guns into one video because it's no use for me to make two separate videos that would both pretty much be the same exact thing. Let me outline some of the basics of the M4 and the AK. With an M4, a headshot to an opponent with no head armor is a kill. However, a headshot to someone with head armor on does about 84 to 90 damage, depending on the distance you shoot from. This gun also has a silencer and has less recoil than its terrorist counterpart, the AK-47. With the AK-47, it's always a one-shot kill if you hit your opponent in the head, no matter the distance, and no matter if they have head armor on or not. This does have a bit more recoil than the M4, so spraying at longer ranges is not recommended. With rifles, I use a basic method of aiming. At longer ranges, I aim at my opponent's chest. Since the head is smaller at a longer distance, it's harder to hit, so aiming at someone's chest just makes more sense since it's larger. At close to mid-range, I aim for the head since it is easier to see and to shoot at. There are 3 fire rates you can use with the Colt and the AK: tapping, bursting, and spraying. I shoot at walls to practice control with these techniques, as should you, since it is the easiest way. Firstly, I will go over the tap. Tapping is done by shooting one single bullet at a time. This is normally used at long ranges because it is the most accurate. I prefer to tap in 3 bullet increments because normally past 3 bullets, your shot becomes inaccurate because your recoil starts to build up dramatically. You want to practice this until you're able to keep all your bullets in a nice tight group. The more bullets you tap, or the faster you tap, the more you have to pull down in your mouse. I will go over recoil control in a few minutes. Here's tapping with an M4. And here is tapping with an AK-47. Second, I will go over bursting. I consider a burst to be anywhere from 2 to 5 bullets. Obviously, the more bullets you shoot, the less accurate your shot becomes. 2 and 3 bullet bursts are used for long ranges, while 3, 4, and 5 bullet bursts are saved for close to medium ranges, since they are less accurate. Remember to practice until you can keep your bullets in a nice tight group. I personally prefer to use 2 and 3 round bursts. Like tapping, the more bullets you burst, the more recoil builds up. Here is bursting with an M4. And here is bursting with an AK. And finally, the last method of shooting is called spraying. This is probably the most common way you will see. It's done by holding down your mouse button and emptying a bunch of bullets into your opponent. I personally recommend that you only spray at close to medium ranges, since spraying really isn't accurate at all. Now, if you notice in these 2 clips, if I just click and hold my mouse button down, the recoil pulls the crosshair up and all the bullets start hitting way above where I was aiming. In these 2 clips, when I start shooting, I start to pull down on my mouse slowly, not whip it down fast. Around the 3rd shot, I keep pulling down until I don't feel the recoil trying to pull up anymore. And once I get to this point, I move my mouse slightly side to side in the opposite direction the recoil is kicking to. If the recoil kicks to the right, I pull the mouse left. If it kicks to the left, I pull the mouse right. So normally, you have to make an upside down T kind of motion. As always, make sure to keep your bullets in a nice tight grouping. With spraying especially, also remember to keep the top line in the crosshair on the center of the opponent's body at around chest height, and you are good to go. As far as recoil control for tapping and bursting, there is no side-to-side recoil you have to control. It's just giving your mouse a slight nudge down as you shoot. You won't need to pull down as much as you would when spraying, but you still need to pull down otherwise. And that is going to conclude this weapon guide for the M4 and the AK47. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos. It really helps to motivate me to make more. Thanks for watching, and I will have another video coming soon.